I feel what they're doing to seniors and what they're doing to people who are disabled and disadvantaged isn't fair.
More than 400 people packed the Polish Hall to listen in on this panel. The experts say the Alberta government is using the provincial deficit as an excuse to close beds, cut staff, and move towards privatization.
The government's doing that knee-jerk reaction of we're in a recession, our revenues are looking, to be vulnerable. Let's cut health care rather than what every other province and country are doing right now, which is let's spend and keep our social programs in place to keep those people employed during the recession.
I think that this is just an excuse, quite frankly, to attack Medicare for people who've always wanted to attack it.
This Friends of Medicare town hall is in response to a long list of healthcare cuts and closures in Alberta. More recently, Alberta Health Services announcing 246 acute care beds at Alberta Hospital would close. Many here are fed up.
Cutting back on benefits that seniors have lost and deserve.
When I look at certain politicians saying they can't change things, I consider that a cop-out.
Friends of Medicare plans to take all these concerns right to the top, presenting them to an advisory council on health next week. Laurel Clark, Global News.
About 1 million doses of the H1N1 vaccine in Canada have been bottled and are ready for rollout. Clinical trials of the vaccine are set to begin this week. There's been no delay in delivering the H1N1 vaccine, and it will be ready for large-scale immunization programs the first week of November, if not sooner. Alberta health officials say they will roll out the vaccine earlier if they can.
2 men being treated in hospital after a shooting early this morning in Edmonton. It happened in a parking lot across the street from Rexall Place. Police were called to the area just before 2, and a number of shots fired into a car. 2 men were hit. One victim found by emergency personnel on scene. The other turning up at a hospital a short time later. Their wounds not believed to be life-threatening. Police say witnesses are not being cooperative. Edmonton's gang unit has been called in to investigate. Calgary police investigating a couple of bank robberies about 30 minutes apart yesterday. They were committed by the same woman. Yesterday afternoon, a woman robbing the CIBC in the northwest neighborhood of Varsity. About a half an hour before that, a woman held up a Scotiabank on Centre Street North. The suspect in both is described as being between 20 and 25 years old, white, about 5 feet 2 inches tall, slim, with long blonde hair. Now, police can't say for sure it's the same woman, but they suspect that's the case. Now, in both cases, a note was produced demanding money. A Cardston RCMP officer has been cleared of any wrongdoing in a fatal crash on the Blood Reserve. The crash happening earlier this year, it sparked a lengthy investigation into what happened. It was reported the vehicle was being chased by a police cruiser before it lost control. Allison Hawkins with more on the ruling.
No, this isn't a scene from a movie or a cop show on TV. This is real footage from a Cardston RCMP cruiser earlier this year.
The video indicates a member of the RCMP trying to pull over a vehicle for a traffic stop. The vehicle turns down a gravel road, is followed for a short time, lights and sirens are activated. The member terminates the traffic stop, turns off the lights and sirens, and leaves.
The vehicle being chased was initially pursued because of a traffic violation, not something police consider a serious offense.
We will not chase, unless it's a very, very serious offense, we will not pursue a vehicle at high rates of speed through our community.
However, in this case, calling off the high-speed pursuit didn't save the lives of the 2 individuals ahead of this chase. The 2 were thrown from the vehicle and found dead at the scene after their vehicle lost control on an uneven gravel surface.
We have to remember that 2 individuals died here, and we can understand how awful this must be for the family, and our condolences go to the family. We appreciate the patience and courage they've shown throughout this.
Because a fatality was involved in the collision, it's deemed a very serious accident. That's why the Director of Law Enforcement asked Lethbridge Regional Police Service to conduct an external review and investigation into the matter. Through investigation, police found that the RCMP played by the rules and had nothing to do with the vehicle losing control and eventually rolling over.
Officers are very good at terminating. Once we have a pursuit declared by an officer, a staff sergeant's responsible to monitor that, and our officers are expected to relay information as to road conditions, traffic, presence of pedestrians and those things, and then that officer often makes a decision before the staff sergeant even tells them to terminate the pursuit.
But police and RCMP still say it was a tragic accident, and one that they hope others will learn from. Allison Hawkins, Global News.
Now, the two people killed in that crash were Simon Donovan Scout and Courtney Wade Scout.
Well, if you're looking for work, Future Shops across Canada are looking for you. The company says it will start its hiring blitz this week, bringing 5,000 on board for the holiday season. Future Shop officials say they're going beyond just putting up job postings. They're using social network sites such as Facebook and Twitter to recruit workers.
All right, it's early. Let's get a check on our early morning commute. Les, we've been comparing notes in here about how long it took us to get to work. I think every one of us was substantially longer than most days. So if that's a precursor to the commute, everybody's in for a long one today.
And that's without dealing with a lot of other traffic.
Right.
Yeah. Right? So, yeah, absolutely. Spend a little extra time or get out there. First of all, you're going to have to wipe the car off from the snow, and then you can find those residential areas you're plowing through. Once you get to the main routes, hopefully the greater standards have been there, but there's still ice covered with snow, so a slow go. And we've got some problems on the go. This is a look at Deerfoot Trail Memorial Drive. Problems reported on Deerfoot right near Beddington, right near McKnight, down in the south part of the city, right near Anderson as well. And you can see the pace of drivers on north and southbound Deerfoot slower than usual. That's what you need, especially bridge decks, exit ramps are quite slick this morning. Over to the flyover we go, and you can see reduced visibility, just as some light volume on the flyover, and making its way into the downtown core. Moving slowly through downtown. I think we're just moving slowly everywhere. Quick check, Glenmore and McLeod. And you can see snow on the road there as the drivers head northbound on McLeod Trail. So 6:09, Todd, can't say we weren't warned, but round two of yesterday, but it seems worse out there today.
It does. And, you know, we're moving slowly in here as well. The coffee machine is broken. So imagine after driving through treacherous conditions through the morning hours and you think, okay, at least I can settle down with a free cup of coffee that we were provided here by the coffee machine. The Van Hout, as we like to call it, it is snapped. Somebody broke it. -4 degrees in Calgary. So fend for yourself morning this morning. -1 degree in Saskatoon, 11 degrees in Vancouver. These are all current temperatures. We will see a return to double-digit weather coming for Calgary. This is good news here. We have to be patient, though, through this morning. And it really is indicative of the system that's coming through to pass off a lot of precipitation on the north side of this. That's exactly what we're doing as we continue with the low-pressure center into southern Alberta. Now, we're also bringing in some warmer air for southeastern Alberta and the Cypress Hills region. Just outside of Medicine Hat, we're seeing freezing rain warnings this morning. So if you're traveling southeast in this province, you're traveling into some very treacherous conditions there with those freezing rain warnings in effect by Environment Canada. No warnings in effect for the Calgary area, but certainly an advisory to you from us that the snow continues and we have very slick streets. Again, you will need more time this morning likely than you did yesterday with more people on the road and more snow on the road. A few centimeters already fallen. And as you look at this system as it continues, this is, by the way, down and around Medicine Hat. So they continue to get some snow there. It's freezing rain a little further east. This system, as it continues to push through southern Alberta, there's a lot more to come. So toward the noon hour, we'll still be seeing the snow. So accumulations higher today than what we got yesterday. Could be in that 6-centimeter range quite easily by the noon hour. And there's the latest looks over Calgary. We're continuing to see more snow for your morning commute. 1 degree this afternoon, 9 tomorrow. So we make a move into some warmer air, double digits, sunny 11 on Friday. And Saturday's still looking good with a high of 16.
All right, thanks, Todd.
And you may find some of those instant Starbucks packages in a certain drawer in the newsroom. I'll tell you where they are. Our Flames playing their second game on as many nights last night, and we will show you how things went in Columbus when we come back.
At Dodge, we build fun houses. We build coolers. We build carefree getaways. We build hidden chambers. We build the crossover that more Canadians love. Dodge Journey. Come see what we've built for you. Take advantage of our great offers when you dare to compare at your local Dodge retailer today.
My heart is racing. I'm headed for the adventure of my life.
In the distance, I see an island with a magnificent castle.